Hey guys, so who watched the Oscars last night? Last weekend, sorry. So I did, and I have to say that beginning with Chris Rock's hosting the show, he was somewhat good in it, but yeah, I found some of his black jokes to be funny, and yeah, it was nice to see that they took such a direct round of discussing the Oscars are too white issue this year. But I have to say that as the show went on, I found that his his way of discussing the issue of well, I don't want to say racism, but yeah, that's it. In movies, was a bit too much for me because it was all the time the same talk over and over again with new jokes all the time. So he didn't discuss anything else but the race issue this time. So I found it to be kind of turn off for me personally, but. Yeah, his opening monologue was very well done, and I laughed at most of it. But when he got into the later parts of the show, the race jokes came a bit too much for me myself, so I didn't enjoy it that much towards the end. But yeah, discussing the movies that were nominated and that got awarded with Oscars, and the actors and actresses that got awarded with Oscars, I was very happy that Spotlight won for Best Original Screenplay and Best Movie of the Year, or Best Picture of the Year, as it's I think called like officially. So yeah, it was very nice to see that kind of movie get awarded, and not always the Steven Spielberg's, Tom Hanks type of big directors movies. But yeah, it was I was jumping off my chair here while I was watching it. While the best picture was announced, because I was afraid it was gonna be The Reverend, which I have to admit that I have seen it, but I have seen The Reverend, but it didn't do it for me. So so it was kind of I was afraid that it was gonna be The Reverend because it was. Itu's direction and Leonardo DiCaprio's year, I guess you would say it. And yeah, I was very happy that the movie didn't get chosen. The other one I was rooting for, besides Spotlight in the Best Picture category, was of course Mad Max Fury Road, because it's nice to see that the Academy has gotten the uh, sense to like nominate and then award those uh, big blockbuster type of movies that hasn't always been the case. But yeah, I was very happy to see that it got nominated. The third movie that I was waiting to see in that Best Picture category was Star Wars: The Force Awakens, but it didn't make it. It didn't make the cut, so I was somewhat disappointed um, in that. But yeah, and I haven't yet seen The Room, so I can't say that was it good or not. But yeah, and and what else? Yeah, then the best actor Oscar going to best actor in leading role Oscar going to Leonardo DiCaprio. I was okay with it, but I wasn't like clapping or furiously like some other people. I've been watching some YouTube videos. Some people are very happy that he won, but I haven't ever been a fan of his movies. So I was like, yeah, that's good, I guess, but not as happy as some people. And yeah, and the environmental speech that Leonardo DiCaprio gave when he was awarded the Oscar was kind of okay considering the new rules of the Academy, which are, in my mind, a bit odd that you can't like thank or you shouldn't thank the people that you would like to thank because the names are running in the lower section of the screen. So people were kind of like put off with that. That was kind of odd for me. That whole name roller thing. But yeah, and then I was very happy that Vikander won the best supporting actress Oscar, which I haven't seen the movie, but I'm always happy because I'm from Finland, so I'm always happy that people from the Nordic countries get recognized and that the academy has the courage to award Oscars, the main Oscars, one of the main Oscars, and to people coming from somewhere else than maybe Great Britain and the United States, which normally is the case. So yeah, just based on that, I was very happy that Vikander got the nod. And then the technical Oscars, I wasn't too happy because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I would have loved to see that Star Wars would have gotten the best sound mixing, best sound editing kind of Oscars, but I guess that yeah, I guess that Mad Max Fury Road is also a good movie, but still, I'm a bit. I'm I'm gonna root for Star Wars all time, every time, because I think it's time for Star Wars be whatever Star Wars movie. It's time for them to get some recognition other than just big box office numbers, which, of course, the Star Wars Force Awakens got. But yeah, I was very disappointed that it didn't get anything from the Oscars. So I was maybe expecting sound editing, sound mixing, and then maybe music or best score. But yeah, speaking about the best score or soundtrack or whatever you want to call it. I was very happy that Ennio Morricone won because although I didn't like myself the Hateful Eight. I think it was boring and too long, being almost 3 hours long. So yeah, but I was very happy for Ennio Morricone. Although again, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I was rooting for John Williams. But okay, that one I can live with. But yeah, and then what else was there of interest to me? Yeah, there was one because, as I said, Spotlight won, of course, this best picture of the year, but it also won the best original screenplay. of the Year Oscar. So I was very happy for that team because I think I saw Spotlight maybe 2 3 weeks ago here in Finland in Helsinki, in Finkino theaters. So I was very surprised by the quality of the movie because I was like, let's go see some other movie than just a big blockbuster. So I went into the movie not knowing kind of what to expect. So when the movie started, I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. And when it was kind of halfway through the movie, Spotlight, when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this is a very compelling story and very well told, and the actors like Michael Keaton, my all-time favorite because he was Batman during the 80s. So yeah, I was very happy that the movie was as good as it was. So yeah, but other than that, in the Oscars, I think yeah, as I said, I was very happy that Spotlight won what it did. It might have won for Ruffalo the best supporting or actor in a supporting role Oscar for Mark Ruffalo, but yeah, it went Rollins for the Bridge of Spies, which I also saw. So yeah, I have to say about Bridge of Spies that it was an average movie in my mind, but Rollins was very good in it, so I'll I'll be happy for him that he won it. But I'm still worried that he was only chosen because he was in a Steven Spielberg movie, and they weren't gonna go into like award Steven Spielberg with any other or Steven Spielberg's movies with any other Oscars this year, so they thought that let's award that to him, Roland. So yeah, uh, but speaking about Bridge of Spies, I found it to be a very typical Steven Spielberg movie with all of his usual themes, and of course Tom Hanks. But I was very I'm somewhat disappointed always these days with Steven Spielberg movies because they are always the same kind of movies. He does, in my mind at least, he does most of the things that you do in movies always the same way, and he has a very hard time changing his ways. So yeah, yeah, he's Steven Spielberg, so I guess that you have to give him that. But still, I was very happy that it didn't win, for example, the best picture of the year because that would have been a very big mistake on the part of the Academy. So thanks for that it went to Spotlight. But yeah, other than that, as you know, here in Finland, the time difference to Los Angeles is horrendous. So I had to stay up until almost 7 o'clock to see 7 o'clock a.m. To see the whole Oscars gala. Um, so yeah, it's every year it's a kind of a struggle to watch the whole of the gala, but this year it was well worth it because I think the atmosphere of the gala was very well done, and it wasn't like some years it's been like a struggle to watch it because it's very stagnant the way they do usually this. But Chris Rock, as I said in the beginning or at the beginning of this video, is a good host, not the best host, but a good host. At least his jokes gave it some nice pacing. Although I said that I didn't like all of his jokes. Yeah, I think some of them were very poorly chosen jokes, but he knows what he's doing, and he's gonna do it in his own way, whatever people say. So I'll give him that. But maybe next year I would like to see a couple of changes. For example, for the whole gala, I mean, for example, when speaking about some movies like Spotlight this year, who we that had a very nice ensemble cast, but there wasn't like one actor that you could pick out of that movie to make it a better movie without the other actors. So I heard in YouTube on some channel, I don't remember which, but I heard it on some channel that people are talking about getting an ensemble cast Oscars that are given to the whole cast of a given movie. So that would be nice, considering, for example, the way that Spotlight was as a movie. It was a very ensemble kind of a movie, so that would be nice. And somehow I think that they should start cutting down on the numbers of Oscars they give, or the um, categories they give them in, because the whole thing takes almost like 4 hours, almost a little bit under 4 hours. So it was kind of labor intensive to go through to watch it through to the end. But yeah, they should really come up with some new innovative ways to make it like a 3 hour or maybe even a 2.5 hour thing, because it feels like sometimes when you're watching the Oscars, no matter the year, but it feels like you're watching like a gala that is long because it has to be long. So I think they should change some things that makes it a bit shorter. I know that they changed like how many minutes can a actor or designer or whatever speak on the podium while receiving their awards. But yeah. Um, but yeah, as a whole experience, I was very happy with the Oscars. I was somewhat happy with the winners. Um, I would though hope that they would come out with a wholly new type of a host for next year. I think we have seen enough of comedians, and I think if they go back to like Ellen DeGeneres, that's she's very good at what she does, but I think it's time for something completely new. Some people were talking on YouTube like Louis C.K. and hearing what he did with the when he was giving out on Sunday evening the best documentary short Oscars, the way he kind of introed it. It was very, very, very nicely done, and they should give the gig to him next year, in my mind. But I think they will not, because he's not. He's only a comedian. He's not a big movie star, so I don't know. But they really should, because that would be fun to see what he does with it. So. But yeah, I'm gonna see some movies next week, so I'm gonna do the reviews here on my channel. This new thing that I'm doing on my channel, because before this, I was doing only sports, like highlights for my local sports team here in Finland. So I'm gonna start doing these movie reviews. So give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you like this. If you don't like this, please keep in mind that these are I have done, counting this one. I have done only two of these. So I know that I'm not very good at this yet, but with practice comes perfect day. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.